John now moves to the second part of his planning exercise, that is chronologically listing the various life events as he sees it. It's 2020 and he's 25 years old. By the time he's 30, which is 2025, he expects to get married. By 2030, he hopes to have his first child. And by 5 years after that, by 2035, his second child. Each of this is an important life event, and it's also linked to the start of the K-12 education. John is a very strong believer in private schools, and therefore he wishes his children to go to private school, and therefore he budgets about $10,000 to $12,000 a year for 12 years for each of the child, which adds up to about $250,000. His budgeting for his wedding is very modest, $50,000. He will have a very private and small wedding in his hometown with his family. Post this, the next important milestone, of course, is to decide on a home for themselves, a home which they own. And John is clear that he and his spouse, by the time they've spent 10, 15 years, would be very clear where they want their home and how it should be. And of course, that would call for a sizable investment, and John assigns $750K, just short of $250, short of $1 million for a house which would fit him, his spouse, and 2 children and a dog. That is an important event, and John is aware that he might not be able to save that kind of money at that point in time, and it would be a mortgage loan at that point in time. This would be followed by 2 other life events, as you can see, as listed by John. That would be the college education of child 1, followed by the college education of child 2, which perhaps is the most expensive. John estimates that each year would cost $60,000 to $70,000. So he assigns $250,000 as the education, the college education for each of the child, totaling to $500,000. Then comes 2 very important events. One, of course, is the wedding of the marriage of the first child. John strongly believes that he may not be able to fund the whole thing, but he must contribute significantly towards it. And therefore, he assigns $100,000 for both his first child and second child for their wedding. Between the 2, he anticipates that he would retire at the age of 65. And there is a need to calculate how much savings as pension fund he needs so that he can live the rest of his life happily. As I told you, John anticipates, given the strong gene pool from which he comes, that he might well end up living till 95 or even more, and therefore he must make provision for himself and his wife financially to be strong till that period of time. He uses a very interesting formula which I must share with you, and it is applicable globally. The best way to determine how much money you need as you retire for the next 25, 30, 35 years is to use a rule of thumb formula, which is determine how much money you need in today's terms to live happily then. So let's say in today's terms, $7,000 would be a happy amount for John and his spouse to live their retired life. And I say 7,000 because from that 7,000 has to come the health insurance, which the company will no longer pay for him once he retires. And therefore, effectively, he may have only $5,000 or $6,000 to his credit. If this is the amount he needs on a monthly basis, simply multiply it by 400, which means 7 into 400 is $2.8 million is the pension kitty he needs so that he can withdraw $7,000 in today's terms, which means adjusted for inflation 30 years later, on a month-to-month basis, and continue to do so for 30, 35, 40 years before the entire kitty comes to zero. This is not dissimilar to what investment managers often tell people, saying plan to withdraw 3% of your total wealth on a year-to-year basis. These 2 are similar. So when you say 3%, it is 3 by 100th of that wealth, which we say is X, 3 by 100 of X. So divided by 12 for a monthly outflow, it is 3 by 1200 of X, which is nothing but 400 into Y. Therefore, if your monthly requirement is X, 400X is the wealth you need to have. Or if you have a wealth of X, then 0.03 by 12 or 3 by 1200 into wealth is what you can withdraw on a monthly basis. It works both ways. Having said this, John now realizes that he has to have 2.8 million in the kitty, and he assigns that amount. And finally, he will contribute another 100K to his second child's wedding. In between, he does anticipate a desirable event of buying a vacation home or contributing towards a senior citizen's dwelling, and assigns 250K towards this. He's now listed chronologically all the life events or milestones and assigned an approximate number to it. Now what does he do?